France relies on nuclear energy. Just recently, however, several reactors had to be shut down for safety reasons, and that's just one of several problems. Nuclear power, oui merci, that is the motto of the French government to reduce climate-damaging CO2 emissions. In Brussels, France is campaigning for nuclear power to be classified as sustainable in order to attract investors. The French atomic park is causing a lot of problems, from current supply problems to a lack of strategy for renewal. So I have a few points here in this video about this today. What about the active nuclear power plants in France? Since the shutdown of the nuclear power plant in Fessenheim in 2020, France has 56 reactors at 18 locations. They produce almost 70% of the energy, more than in any other country. In the past few weeks, however, up to 17 reactors were shut down at the same time. Most of the time it was scheduled maintenance. Some interventions were delayed because of the pandemic. Since October, 4 of the most powerful reactors in France have also been shut down for safety reasons. 2 of them are in Chooz, near the Belgian border, the other 2 in Chivon in eastern France. The operator EDF reported cracks in welds and problems with corrosion. The shutdown of the reactors meant that the nuclear power plants only produced between 43 and 51 gigawatts instead of 60 gigawatts in January, and that in winter of all places, when the electric heating alone requires around 30 gigawatts. The network operator RTE has already warned that in the event of a cold spell, industrial plants have to be shut down, or that there could be hourly power outages in private households. Yeah, what further prospects do the nuclear power plants have? France wants to reduce the share of nuclear energy to 50% by 2035. This means that the reactors that are still running are on average 50 years old. The Nuclear Supervisory Authority has already approved an extension of the operating times for some of the reactors from 40 to 50 years, but with conditions. The Court of Auditors urges France to adopt a long-term strategy to modernize electricity production. The agency estimates that this will cost several hundred billion. Well, how far is the construction of the EPR reactor in Flamanville? The European Pressurized Water Reactor, the EPR, which Siemens was initially involved in developing, was to become the prestige project of the French nuclear industry. But then the costs rose from 3.3 to more than 19 billion euros, and the reactor is not expected to go online until 2023, 11 years late. There have been several technical problems. Among other things, around 100 wells still need to be prepared. An EPR reactor has been running in Finland since December, the construction of which had also been massively delayed and made more expensive. In China, on the other hand, one of the first 2 EPR reactors commissioned was taken offline in the summer due to a technical problem. And where does France store its nuclear waste? A large part of the French nuclear waste is stored in the reprocessing plant in La Hague. The storage basin could be full by 2030, it's estimated at that, and another basin is being planned. In the Lorraine town of Bure, the prototype of a repository is located 500 meters below the surface of the Earth. However, it's only a laboratory. The expansion to a repository has not yet been approved. So, and now, what is Emmanuel Macron's nuclear strategy? Macron describes nuclear power as a stroke of luck for France and refers to its good CO2 balance. He has promised 1 billion euros to invest in nuclear power and the construction of new reactors. So far, he has not decided on the type of new reactors. EDF has already considered building 6 more EPR reactors. The Court of Auditors assumes a construction time of 15 years per reactor. Research is also being carried out on new mini-reactors, which however are more intended for export and should not be operational until 2035 at the earliest. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.